So, hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna discuss one of the things that I would say that are really important in nowadays world. That is the ability to have self-compassion towards ourselves. Yes, that's something that if I look for the environment that I'm included, I will say that is one of the things that I would call as crucial for our mental health. But I will say that are one of the less that people less have towards their self. It's like one of the skills that I say that people will like scored. If we will have to score, they will score less in terms of ranking. And so what is important to be said is that we have to practice self-compassion, because self-compassion is the ability to don't blaming us infinitively in loops about everything that happens, don't putting stress and don't overload us with blame because things that happens that are bad for us, doesn't blame us neither, so be even I would say prejudice ourselves because of a belief that we should got some type of bad side of thing because we blame ourselves of something that has happened. And so I'm gonna have to make me hurt ourselves, saying that uh, by not being so good as other one in terms of not being beautiful. It happens more with girls by not being beautiful, like other ones. I have not to have self-compassion myself, and so I have to do diet. I don't give again a damn if my body is asking for food. Now I have to do a diet because I don't have self-compassion that the body that I have is the one that I have. Is not is genetically talking. I have limitations in comparison with other ones. I not can be like as a man. I cannot be 6'4". I have to accept my hate, and so I have to get self-compassion because some of the things we cannot make. It's important to do it. People are making they're misunderstanding the difference between self-compassion and being accommodated and not trying to be better. It's different. Self-compassion, we have to get self-compassion. It's like you're kind of obligated by things that you cannot not change. So if you have any type of limitation that you cannot be a genius in the intellectual field, you cannot so much beautiful in the perception of the other ones as other one, you have to get self-compassion. That's difficult to change some things. But now you have to focus in what you can control, because it decreases the overload that you feel that you have to meet expectancies. Because if the expectancies is that you have to be in a certain way, probably the expectancies are the wrong ones, because in reality you don't have a need to fully fight to match other than probably laws that rule our society what other ones thinks that you have to get, and you not have to suffer with and making you feel bad because you not accomplish what other ones expect and put that expectancy. Because in the end of the day, all and everyone tends to get their needs fully fight. Everyone has ego, and if you're gonna live for trying to match with our expectancies, and if you don't have self-compassion, that you have to understand you have as well have your own needs, you're gonna living for other ones, and someone that's egoistic always gonna put, and we have always and people tends to be and to have ego and superior as what's good for themselves. We're always gonna live it for what other ones feels good for them and not for what in reality makes you good. And so self-compassion is as well, I would say, it's connected with having the reality, and that's something that you have to, that is self-respect for you. You need to have self-respect to other ones respect you as well. And so you show self-compassion by making you that you respect you and not joking you, making you feel stupid because you don't want to get and to show for the other ones that you kind of not back what are your positions, and so you always go back and make you feel worse, make it you for the other ones obviously, and make you so being not dominant enough to other ones respect you, and so you probably have bad side things that comes with that. So you have to understand that self-compassion even nowadays we face with so much people, if you don't have self-compassion, is really linked with not having self-respect, and you're so always gonna be in or gonna be under what's the other ones thinks they are better for themselves and not for you. So now that you have to understand the problem of not having self-compassion, what we can do is making a differentiation between what you can change or not. People don't have self-compassion, it makes you blame it for things they cannot change. Sometimes you cannot become so much smarter than what's your limitation. Neither one can be like in the top of the spectrum of being smart, and you have to respect it. Now, what you have to understand is thinking critically, you have to reason, and you have to understand so what in reality you can change, and so you can make it, and so don't being accumulated towards the things that you can change. So if you're fat and you're feeling that you're fat, it's something that can be changed. In reality, it is. You can change it. It's science has proven. People have been fat and have decreased so to become more slim. But during the process of making it, you have to regulate, because it's sometimes it's not just too much difference between the having self-compassion and it's really low the difference between making requirements towards you and being and not having self-compassion. You have to understand when you don't have self-compassion how to identify it. It's like the better way to start the process of treating being someone that has self-compassion towards themselves. So what's the change, is the difference? When you think that you're focusing in fixed characteristics that you have, you're saying that I'm ugly, I cannot do it. When you're focusing and you start thinking and you start perceiving that you are having a fixed mindset, you're focusing things or that you can change, or things that, or you mistaking beliefs and you works towards you as someone that doesn't have ability to change, that you're always going to be ugly, a donk, you cannot learn, you cannot improve the way that you learn, the way you produce, so useful you are. This is where these phrases of I am, instead of I'm just in the moment, I'm that way, but doesn't mean that I'm always gonna be. That's where you gonna have to focus. Is when you start thinking you as I'm in the present moment that way, and not just I'm that way. Where so makes you start building the belief that you can change the state that you are, because you can do it. The majority of things you can do it. Probably other things that you cannot change is that you can die. Is probably the things that you you do have to change. Is I hate them as well. Is something that's really difficult to do it. And so understand that fixed mindset is not what makes you thrive in your world. In the world that we are today, that we have so much stability to change, doesn't have like fixed mindset. If you have a hard reality that you are in a relationship and you want to have kids and you're trying to, and you're not getting it, someone that does not has not self-compassion developed gets it. Oh, I'm so bad, I'm not giving get my women get pregnant, I'm such a weak man. I'm treating myself as I'm like something that's always gonna be, instead of oh, I'm not having the ability to do it, but probably I can do it. What's kind of like the ways that can increase the probability, instead of just action with emotions. What's the easiest way to be? It's like complaining, think that's the way it's always gonna be, never gonna change. Changing your mindset to understand, wow, I'm in that position, is happening. How I can make it different, because you're gonna see that by making it, you're working to be more self-compassionate, and you understand how important it is to have self-compassion. Because if you have this, you start you get it by this example that I've give. You start working for solutions. You not just focus in the problems that you're facing, and you start so be someone that's more focusing in the root causes of the problems that you face that makes you don't have like so being happy, and so doesn't having nurture the self-compassion lack of that you have in your life. You're gonna understand that the importance of self-compassion is not so it reinforces the not just like the ability that it has. and make you feel less stressed because you're gonna act towards you better, it's gonna as well make you have more ability to solve problems, and in the long term doesn't facing these same problems, and so doesn't stimulating this habit, this way of your brain to work in, doesn't having self-compassion you. And so it's something that you need to focus. Is a behavior, is any type of behavior you have to nurture in order to your body feels motivated for doing the action. And so we do it, increase the probability of being more self-compassionate. Can help you, can make you someone helping to do it, like when you're with other ones and you express these feelings, other ones can understand, who, hey, don't treat you like yourself. So you can understand some words that are are like the synonyms of the presence of this person with a lack of self-compassion towards themselves. You can make persons help you to doing this job. People that works and they like you, they can help you to do this job. And obviously you can say that wherever you do this work, you can like make something that you don't like but it's good for you. So whatever you understand, you're making this type of lack of empathy towards you, you're gonna say that you're gonna do some push-ups for not doing it. And you can do it because it's helpful, because when you're doing something that probably you don't like, and even scan something that you say that you cannot like it, if you do it, it's something that helps you to not being self-conscious, because it builds you the belief that you're able to do things, and you're able to do things increase your perception of dealing with problems, and not so having people that is in long term going to be a lack of self-compassion, because it's someone that is totally absorbed by a fixed mindset, in not a growth mindset. So I hope this video helps you the way that you see your fails, and see you in the next one.